Well, the immaculate looking Gladys Oredo is here. How are you?
I'm okay.
I love your top.
You do.
It's
Thank
good.
you. Yeah.
How did you sew it?
I made it custom made.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you design stuff yourself?
I sometimes do.
That's beautiful.
This is your only opportunity. Enjoy the moment while it lasts.
But now let's look at what the stories are on the front and back pages. And Gladys, please start with the Daily Graphic.
So the Daily Graphic, as captured by myjoyonline.com, says 70 microfinance firms closed down. The governor of the Bank of Ghana has fallen on 70 microfinance institutions operating in the country with the revocation of their operating licenses. So that's what it's about. Microfinance companies basically who haven't met the standards of the Bank of Ghana. So they're working, at least. It's good.
You have some of their names?
No, we may have to go into the story.
Okay, when we get into the
yes,
website. Some of the somebody gave me.
I am so sure DKB will be part of that. Okay, so soldier arrested for snatching taxi. He was crying. I was wondering why he was.
He was on the news.
Yes.
Why was he crying?
That's just what I am asking, because you went to do the action, you performed the action, you're arrested, and I'm sure it was at that point that the spirit of reality dawned on him that, no, I shouldn't have.
That reminds me. The price of impatience.
The price of impatience, yes.
Okay, we have GIBA, that's the Ghana Independent Broadcast Association, to sue NMC, we're told. And it says, GIBA, they've described the Content Standards Regulation 2015, the new legislative instrument passed by Parliament on December 9, 2015 to sanitize the airways as a needless attempt to introduce the criminal libel law through the back door or gag. I guess sometimes the argument is that the media, sometimes we've not made sure that we've been very much circumspect in all the things we do. But the thing is, I think we're all right. We're all right.
And you know, this is what we're talking about, that we need to pass to sanitize what we put out there. What is contained in this legislative instrument?
It's basically about the type of content that you tend to give out, and also how we have to make sure that we're very circumspect, because currently anything goes.
Anything goes. But
yes.
what I am wondering is why GIBA is not happy with the
it's all because they feel that if you're regulating, you're saying that before something is published, there should be, especially for audiovisuals and things like that, there need to be approvals and things. It means that you're not the freedom, so to speak, that the Constitution grants the media and whoever else is within the public domain to
is able to.
Yes, it's being curtailed in somewhat or in some respect. And we know that the Media Commission was very much instrumental in also putting together or updating this very legislative instrument we have. I think one day we have to, the chairman of the subsidiary legislation of Parliament is Obi Amwa, so we have to invite him.
Catch up with him
for him to whether really the concerns being raised are legitimate.
Well, Mahama Girl goes wild. Could this be coming from, Mahama actually tweeted after enjoying a few movies, Lil Wayne, a couple of them, he mentioned them in his tweet, that he enjoyed the movies from them. They are great performers. But Leila Jansi's name was not captured. Could that be the reason why she's going wild? Well, some persons in the entertainment industry who campaigned for President John Mahama ahead of the 2012 elections are now waking up to reality. What is that reality?
That we're having difficulties in the economy. There's doomsaw, introduction of taxes.
For all you know, the name was not captured, so she's worried. She's waking up to reality. That's what, after all I have done, you couldn't even mention my movie, let alone watch it or mention my name, that I am a great movie maker.
Because John Dumelo has been mentioned all the time, so that's
But he's campaigning, and he says joining the NDC campaign so far hasn't affected his career at all. In fact, he's having his field day. So it's good for him, but Leila has gone wild, and that obviously is.
But Leila usually doesn't operate within, once in a while comes around Ghana, but usually lives in
I'm sure she's been very impactful in the short stay in Ghana whenever she comes down. Otherwise, she wouldn't go out.
Wow. That's a sarcastic comment. I'll leave you to that. 600,000 dead in EC register. And according to this very story, the report of the Justice VCRC CRA panel, which the Electoral Commission appointed to deal with the issue of the register of voters, estimates that nearly, and glad this number is whopping, 600,000 names of dead people
it can really
would be on the current register if
who
left
becomes the winner.
Yeah,
it can make
a too wide a margin. But the point is, everyday people die.
Every day they do.
Yeah. So, and throughout the rest of the last 4 years, people have died.
Many people have died, and if through all of them, I'm sure all have death certificates. it should be very simple to take them out.
Yeah.
I simply do not know the difficulty here. It
And
should
the
be
thing
that
is,
simple.
and the thing is, if we have a biometric register, we say we have a biometric register, we're going
We
to do
claim
biometric.
to.
Okay, we claim that we're going to do biometric voting. Then even if you're dead, you can come and vote.
You cannot come and vote,
Yeah,
so there
it's
shouldn't
only
be any problem at all.
it's only those who come and vote whose votes will be counted.
Whose votes will be
Yeah,
counted.
unless somebody knows that somebody will be doing something.
And if our political parties are going to be self-disciplined, we shouldn't even have double voting.
Yeah.
How will I do that?
Yeah.
And if it's biometric, I vote in this area. There's no way I can go to
Can't
that
you
area.
think of it, Gladys? Yes.
Yeah.
Why should we be worried about dead people in the register? Because
should
automatically
not.
once you're dead,
You
can't
cannot go.
Yeah.
And if anybody is going, then you definitely must have impersonated very well. I don't know how that's
Gladys, it's
going to
because there's a suspicion that Charlie.
No, it's not just-
one bit more vote.
be. No, it's
That's
not just suspicion, but then,
It's a reality.
you know, I asked Roya.
Well, let's go up, and it's about Islamic militants being caged.
That's pretty bad. So 7 suspected Islamic militants arrested in the northern region have appeared before an Accra Circuit Court.
Islamic militants
That
in the
is-
northern region.
That is really, really serious. Coupled with all the other issues.
So nothing is what no go haram. We'll see how that goes. Koko Anyidoho apparently fears for NDC, and he's the Deputy General Secretary of the ruling NDC.
Okay, and Koku is apprehensive about the chances of the party winning the general elections scheduled for November. What's his fear? Oh, no. What are his fears?
According to the paper, he has fears.
What are his fears? If
Current-
you do it,
current-
no. So that is this a kind of confession that something is not right with the administration?
Yeah, but I think we have to be real. Something is all right. Yeah.
Well, but this is not coming from you. I refuse to think it's coming from you because Koku has just made that confession, indirect confession. Because you see, Roland, if
Yeah.
you're doing something right, what are your fears?
Yeah, true.
If you're on track, you know the people are happy. I mean, there shouldn't be any worries at all.
Yeah,
You should
sure.
be very confident, and especially when you are the incumbent, you should be very confident. There shouldn't be such fears being expressed here. I haven't said there's anything wrong, but
Yeah, sure.
he's just making that confession.
sure.
Yeah, we'll look into that.
We'll go investigate. The front page of the Finder has a story: 7 cops perish in line of duty. Now, apparently, 7 police personnel they lost their lives in the line of duty last year. 2 of the deceased were gunned down by suspected armed robbers, while the rest lost their lives through accidents.
Yeah.
Some of them motor accidents.
Motor
Some of them
accidents.
special
Motorcade,
duty.
yeah, in line of duty. That's well.
That's
but
well.
it does happen in a way in all
Yeah.
other fields too. It's not just the police.
Okay.
We have it in other fields. So
Oh.
it doesn't justify death though. But
I love you. You're so diplomatic. Next time we'll post you to the High Commission in Canada.
I'm securing my position. You know,
Amen.
there is shuffling. I'm still poised.
Yeah. Well, broadcasters head to Supreme Court to kick against backdoor criminal libel law.
Independent broadcasters say government is seeking to control private media by introducing a criminal libel law through the back door packaged in a new legislative instrument, LI 2224. So that's basically about the GIBA, you know. Is this connected to the GIBA?
Same thing.
Same thing, okay. Backdoor. We have a lot of backdoors. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things being done. And you know, this time, I think that all the politicians support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Because
see.
sometimes, you know, whether it could be NDC or it can be MPP. So
Yes.
you never know when you'll be in power and the media is on your heels
You
or
have to just
something of the sort.
account.
So you have to make sure that you put in place the legislation. But if really we're really concerned, and I've read contents of the law,
Okay.
and as a professional, sometimes we don't tend to practice right.
I think so
and
too,
we
I agree.
and we have to be.
There are too many of us
Yes,
making too
we're not
many silly
circumspect
mistakes.
sometimes,
Exactly,
and
yeah.
so we have given perhaps the impetus for some of the things to be done to us. But if
Besides-
we're operating right,
Yes.
following the repeal of the criminal libel law, we shouldn't have been worried at this time.
We
should
should not. We should not.
Okay.
It shouldn't even go through the back door.
We'll be looking at some other stories on City FM,
City FM
etc.
online,
But
so-
we have the other newspapers. Today newspaper, family stops demolition order at Abosokan. You also have MPP 6 spiritual intervention ahead of 2016 general
A
elections.
lot of prayers there. I don't know well. Whatever it is, there'll be prayers somewhere.
Okay, as a result of mystical powers, okay. We have BNFT,
Salvation.
election year, discipline shows cracks, Ghana race to certify airports by 2017, and inflation squeezes pension pay.
Did you hear that man who says his retirement salary, monthly salary, is about 26,000 cedis? You did not hear that, obviously.
26,000. Like 260 million.
Old Ghana cedi.
He is rich.
Yes.
That's his pension.
That's his pension. Monthly.
Okay.
Yes.
That'd be cool. Okay, so Gladys, we have
Let's go to cityfmonline.com. Yes, quickly. And on cityfmonline.com, yes, so Dumsor will worsen without taxes to pay. That's 4 cedis, 50 pesos. Is that it? Ooh.
No, 4.5 billion.
Okay. The hand is covering that. It will worsen without taxes. Wow. So is that trying to justify the new introduction of tax?
Sometimes
that's okay, but you see, it shouldn't. You should make us understand it. The education must go down. You don't surprise us with anything.
It's in the law. Don't worry. When you read the law, you understand.
When I grew up, I understand.
In the law.
In the law, back door. Of course, we don't read the law. So.
And apparently, Abu Sakara intends going independent, Gladys.
No.
I think we have to now that he's independent and we're all not members of political parties. We're going to lobby to make you the vice presidential candidate of Abu Sakara. Won't be bad at all.
No, I don't want to go into that kind of political positions. No.
Oh, you want to be secured. This is not fair.
But you just said I am diplomatic. How can a diplomacy go with politics?
Well, so we have a lot more.
Utility hikes. Labour leaves government meeting still demanding. Okay, so let's go into that and see what the outcome. Yesterday we were asking if it was going to achieve any results at all because somebody is immune against demonstrations and all kind of such meetings. But this time, a meeting between government and organized labor over recent utility hikes ended in deadlock on Tuesday. The Public Utilities Regulatory Commission, PURC, in December 2015, announced an increase in electricity and water tariffs by 59.2% and 67.2% respectively, which are already in effect. We are paying more in darkness than at the times we had light. Well, organized labor subsequently kicked against the move, calling for a suspension until certain factors, including reliability of power, is assured. So PURC had earlier met with the TUC and Consumer Protection Agency over the matter. Let's go on and see. Okay, so eventually there's deadlock.
And I hear they'll continue again,
Today.
making sure is it Thursday? And then in the next week to make sure that they reach an amicable settlement.
What are they really reaching? What's the agreement they hope to reach?
They hope to reduce.
Reduce to what percentage?
They haven't said.
Because it can be reduced to like 58.9. It's still a reduction. I mean, let's all, you know, I think one thing we also, it makes us ask questions we shouldn't really be asking, basic questions we shouldn't be asking, is transparency. We don't have it.
Yeah, we don't. It doesn't give a lot more clarity to us as citizens, I guess.
Yeah, so
we have the Africa page of the BBC.
You talk, and no, I'm not done. You talk, and people, those in authority, sit back and laugh at you. You don't know what you're talking when they actually know they haven't opened up on the issue. Okay,
yeah.
We can go to BBC. Okay, so you already took the first one. ANC to push for tough anti-racism law. That is very good. Because if we had that in South Africa, all the other things...
You've been to South Africa?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, will you take me there on a vacation?
I wish. I can.
Don't wish. Just tell me yes, you will.
Yeah, yes, hey.
Don't worry, it's okay.
South Africa's Government Party apparently says it will push for
That's okay. That's okay.
For tougher legislation to punish racial bigotry, following a racism row that was sparked by a comment on Facebook.
On Facebook, yeah.
It still hasn't gone, has it?
It still
Homophobic
hasn't.
Racism.
Yeah, it still
tendencies.
hasn't. And if they do not take care, it would come again. If it does, this time I'm sure it will be very, very, very serious. It would take a while to control that. Because if people are so bitter and they don't have resolutions to some of their bitterness, some of their problems, and these things become very difficult to control. Unless we are resolving to that spiritual saying that the world is coming to an end and all these things as expected. Yeah.
In the Roman times, the world was coming to an end.
It's always been coming to an end.
Yeah. Every year comes to an end.
But you know that joke that says that the journalists would be reporting on the end of the world. When people are going, the journalists will be perplexed and will be reporting. Also, as I am here, Roland has just been captured. Oh, where's Roland? And I will be reporting.
I was on the funny side of it.
Yes.
But I think that'll be it for now because Benedict Owusu is ready with a lot more sports.
Okay,
but you
no,
want
that's
to look
fine.
at...
But Gambia bans uncovered hair at work. Huh.
Can we read that?
Yes, I think so. We should go in. So the Gambia's government bans its female employees from leaving their hair uncovered. Okay, so let's see. Uncovered at work, a leaked memo quoted by private newspapers says, so women should use a hair tie and neatly wrap their hair, the memo said, without giving reasons for the ban. Last month, the Gambia's president, Yahya Jammeh, declared the Muslim-majority country an Islamic republic. Oh, okay, that explains it. Okay, but why would he, declare the country as a Muslim country? Yeah, so in this day, 21st century, with a lot of democracy and all, and well, I'm imagining I have to cover my head to come to work.
Let me see how. Can we have a scarf? Let's see how it looks like.
I still would look good anyway. I still would look good because you meet some of our Muslim sisters and you watch and watch and watch and you ask yourself, why have you covered yourself? Because we still see through.
Yeah,
but of course, I still would look very pretty.
Yeah. Depends on which part of the world you are that you have to cover and still look through. There's some places you don't have to cover for it to be looked through. That's why they wear black.
Yeah.
Buka
no, just the mouth. No, the mouth doesn't even show. Just the nose for
the nose.
Fresh
It depends. They have two types. They have the buka and then the other one.
Okay. I see. Anyway.
Okay,
well.
that'll be it for what we've been looking at on the various news portals. And we'll have to go for a break because sports is next.
Sure. So Benedict is standing by with your sports.